for the story can really dive into a lot of areas, and you see Groot get into some mischievous things and some cute things and some sad things, but it's a lot of it is just it's just fun. It's just being able to watch this. I guess he's a kid grow up in this universe.
Hello and welcome to the movie podcast review of I Am Groot. My name is Daniel. I am one of your hosts today, and joining alongside me are my fellow Guardians of the Galaxy, Shahbaz.
I am Shahbaz.
And Anthony.
I am Anthony.
I like it. I like it a lot. Now I feel like I ruined the intro because I didn't say, hello, welcome to the movie podcast. I am Daniel.
I
mean?
thought that's what you were gonna do, so I was mentally prepared. And when you didn't do it, I was like, no, I still have to carry this torch.
You do have to carry it, and then Anthony carried it. So you guys carrying the torches for the show. Shay, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. That was not an I Am Groot reference, but I'm doing good. You know, I've just been kind of running some errands for the house. I've got a trip coming up soon, so I was just kind of running those errands as well.
Interesting.
You always got to just like run to the bank. What I also realize now is the bank ATM offers the ability to withdraw other currencies sometimes too. So that really saved a lot of time. I don't have to go to a teller and look at their face and be like, hi, I need to withdraw this amount of money in this currency. The ATM was like, don't worry, buddy. You don't want to talk to somebody? I got you. So
yeah, it's interesting now with banks. Like you go into a branch of a bank, Groot tree joke. You go into a branch of a bank, and it's like there's no one. They're like, oh, we're not bank tellers. We just stand here, and you're like,
they've turned into like Apple stores. Like it's very unique now. Like they don't have anyone actually just kind of like in an office. Like they have just people like floating around or like someone hanging from the ceiling or
right.
It's just really interesting. I'm like,
do you guys want to invest in cryptocurrency? I'm like, no, I don't.
Is this an investing podcast right now?
Yeah, what is this?
It is. Anthony, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I didn't go to the bank, so I'm just hoping Shay takes out enough money for all of us.
Yeah.
Are we going together?
I think we're going somewhere all together.
I think so.
I thought you were going to go rob a bank, Anthony. That's what you said. You said, I'm going to go in, place beyond the pines this thing, and I'll be right back.
I needed you guys because I have to take out Daniel takes out Shay, and then I take out Daniel, and I take the money, right?
It's like the beginning of the Dark Knight, you know.
I was like, everyone's help.
Everyone has a role. That's great. Yeah, I mean, listen, there are very exciting things coming your way, so make sure you're following at the Movie Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Letterboxd because we have some very exciting things happening. But speaking of exciting things that we can and are willing to talk about right now, we just got accredited for Fan Expo, which is probably the biggest, nerd culture event in Canada every single year, and this is happening in Toronto at the end of August. We got accredited. This is our first year going as press, so we're hoping to bring you lots of coverage, lots of interviews, and lots of news from the world of Fan Expo because it just covers so many fandoms now. Back in the day, I feel like when we thought of Comic-Con, it was always strictly something related to either like sci-fi or comic books or superheroes, and now there's so many fandoms across the board that are celebrated here, and we're really excited to attend this year. So look out for all of that. Shout out to Fan Expo Canada because we have a lot of great things coming your way. And again, speaking of more events happening in Canada, particularly in Toronto, we are accredited for TIFF. So as soon as we wrap up with Fan Expo, we're heading right to TIFF. It's going to be a crazy start. I guess the last 4 months of the year. So there's lots to look forward to on the Movie Podcast. So make sure every single Monday, you look out for a brand new episode of our show and look out throughout the week for reviews and interviews and special episodes and all the latest movies and series. Like I said, make sure you're following us across all of our socials because you don't want to miss anything. We have lots going on. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, do all of that YouTube stuff. Other than that, we have lots of great episodes out right now. If you want to hear us talk about all the Warner Brothers stuff, all the Batgirl stuff, Lady Gaga and Joker 2, go check out our latest episode. We also have a review out of Bodies, which you can listen to right now. But today is all about I Am Groot. This is a series of 5 shorts that are going to be available on Disney Plus today. So if you're listening to this on the day of this review, you'll be able to check them out on Disney Plus. And I'm just really excited to talk all about them. And I just want to let you know, of course, Vin Diesel is returning. So even though this is Baby Groot, he is still returning to voice Groot in this, and there are some other surprise cameos that we will not spoil here. They're very short. It's about 20 minutes total for the 5 shorts, but we're going to talk about all of them, and Anthony is going to tell you what they're all about.
It's often said that the best things come in small packages, and Marvel Studios' I Am Groot is further proof of the old adage. The collection of 5 original shorts stars everyone's favorite little tree, Baby Groot, from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Baby Groot takes center stage in his very own collection of shorts that explore his glory days growing up and getting into trouble among the stars.
So the animation for this was handled by Luma Animation. Also, of course, we want to make reference to the writer and director of this series, Kirsten Lepore, who we recently saw was one of the writers on Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, which is very fitting considering the nature of, of these shorts. So we're gonna get into it all. Shay, I'm gonna get you to start us off with your first reaction.
Man, this was just super cute. Like that's I think the best way to describe these 5 episodes. Like I just had a giant smile on my face. I felt like a kid again. But we always love Groot in the Guardians films. He can say so much by saying so little.
Yeah.
And these 5 episodes really pushed that further because we were so used to seeing Groot interact with another character to basically push his story forward, but now we're seeing Groot pretty much just by himself throughout these 5 episodes, 5 minutes each. But you kind of want more. You're like, no, I'd be okay if this was like a 30-minute episode per story because Groot is fascinating to watch. And again, I can tell what he's trying to do. I can tell where this is trying to go. It's perfect. Like it's just like the animation is beautiful first of all as well. I think Luma did an amazing job of really testing that area of, is this real or is this animated? And there are certain characters and things that we see that kind of make you go, wait, is that a real person or a real thing? Because it's just really, really well done. And you can tell that Disney knows how to get the best animation in any of their work, whether it's Pixar, whether it's their own in-house Walt Disney Studios, and now I guess for Marvel they're using Luma or wherever they're going to go forward next. But man, absolutely phenomenal. Vin Diesel's great as Groot. I always think like, why did they have Vin as this character? And I mean, he was technically, when Guardians was kind of coming out, he was one of the biggest stars at that
Yeah.
time, and really that box office draw that you needed, along with Bradley Cooper, I'd say. So, man, this is just great. This is really wicked, and no matter how old you are gonna walk away watching this thing and just loving it.
Yeah, it's funny when you go back to that first Guardians. I always remember Vin Diesel doing like the press for it and like coming out with stilts on, and like because he wanted to like feel super huge, and obviously he has such a deep and just like old as time voice, and then you have something that's completely different with Baby Groot, who is just a small pipsqueak who is just so adorable and cute. And yeah, the show is just so colorful. It's just so full of creativity. And we get 5 episodes. So before Anthony, I'm going to get you, before you jump in here, I'm just going to list the episodes. So we have Groot's First Steps. We have The Little Guy. We have Groot's Pursuits. We have Groot Takes a Bath. And then we have Magnum Opus, which is the final episode. We know there are additional 5 episodes coming of the show as well, too. So I'm all for more of them. I think these small little bite-sized shorts remind me so much of like the little shorts that you would see before a Pixar movie or before a Disney animated film movie, where you're just getting a little taste of just something completely different. And I would really love to see these shorts or these little, bite-sized stories, happen more. Like we used to get the one-shots in the MCU, and it would be cool if we got more stories like this, just little bite-sized stories. Anthony, how about yourself?
Yeah, I really like this aspect of Groot in a short story format. It really worked for his character just because he is Baby, and it makes sense to have these smaller stories told, and
Yeah.
they're all fun. Each one of them has something interesting to learn about the character, and they're really funny and colorful, and you see a lot of Marvel cameos appear, which is pretty cool. Some voice cameos as well, so stay tuned to the credits and you'll see who's playing who.
Yes.
But yeah, like Groot he doesn't he doesn't say much, so all his action is really like who he interacts with, and all the things that happen around him. So the animation for the story can really dive into a lot of areas, and you see Groot get into some mischievous things and some cute things and some sad things, but it's a lot of it is just it's just fun. It's just being able to watch this. I guess he's a kid grow up in this universe. And being part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you get a lot of amazing planets to visit and interesting characters to see, and a lot of birds to play around with. So it's just fun. It's just really, 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 really fun. I didn't know what to expect from these shorts. But coming from that Pixar, Walt Disney short universe that Disney has kind of been a staple, been a huge staple of, this just makes sense, and it was fantastic. I wish there were longer episodes. I wish, and I'm guessing the budget on these, because of the animation
Yeah.
and CG.
$200 million per short.
There are scenes where it's hard to figure out, like, is this real or not? Especially there are characters that we've seen before in live
Right.
action where, okay, he's a CG, but then when you put him in a CG world, it's so different. It's like, whoa, it's that good.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. Why? Because I can't see,
Yeah.
30-minute episodes like this would be tons of money, but maybe in the future. But yeah, I
Maybe in
had
the
a lot of
future,
fun
yeah.
with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This show just does such a great job with doing so little, in the sense of it's so simple. Even though and I'm not saying the work that they did is simple or anything like that. The stories are so simple. You have 5 minutes, some are shorter than that. Baby Groot is taking a bath, or we have, like, someone keeps annoying Groot. Groot keeps, like, growing these, like, sprouts, and he wants to show them off, but they keep falling off. And it's like, it's just such a, like, you take just a simple idea, and then you make it, and it just grows into something just so cool. And the fact that you have a character like Groot who does not speak in normal sentences, it's just I am Groot all the time. You get such great comedy that way, and that's what I think. I was laughing throughout all of these, because it does such a great job with just not even talking or not even using voices. It's just the look and feel of it. You're just so immersed in this world, and you just get so lost in these little adventures that you go on. And then, of course, it's tied to the Marvel universe, so you get more, you get little cameos here and there, and it's great. And I just think that it's just such a precious little um story that I'm like, I want a bunch of these, like, selfishly. And then, like you said, Anthony, like, it'd be awesome to have a whole show just like this. And the fact that, when this show was first announced, we thought it was going to be like an animated show. And technically, obviously, it is animated. It's like CG animated, but I thought it was going to be like a 2D animated thing. I wasn't aware until, like, obviously, like, more when we got the first trailer, or we got like our first look at it, that they were going for that photorealistic look, and Luma just did a phenomenal job with that. And they are just touted throughout the whole credits with this, more so than I think we traditionally see with animated shows and movies, that, like, this is a production by them. And it's just so cool. And I really hope in the future Marvel stays open to working with these different houses and these different animation houses to keep the animation looking fresh. And we know from things like Spider-Man Freshman Year, we know from the X-Men show, we know from, obviously, from What If, that they're not holden to any type of animation style. And just like the comic books, things are going to look differently. And I think that works so well. And that's all going to help Marvel stay relevant, stay fresh, and stay, top of mind. And a show like this, like, I think Anthony and you said, Shay, no matter how old you are, you're just going to just kind of fall in love with these stories. And they're just going to be stories that you're going to put on in the background and just watch, and watch repeatedly. Kids especially are going to love this. I think they're just going to, like, if this was a VHS tape, this would have been, like, burnt out for me growing up, you know?
I'm totally here for every Marvel movie to now start with an I Am Groot short
Yeah.
film. Whether or not it's related to the Guardians or anything, like, go ahead, start one. And if it's not Groot, make it any character. Like,
Yeah.
you've had
5 minutes.
success. You've
Yeah.
had success with Disney animated films doing that. Marvel live action movies, please start doing this. It's fantastic. It's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be so cool if we had, like, like a little 5 minute short, and here's, like, Shang-Chi, like, cooking in the kitchen with, like, Wong or something like that. And they're just like, just little bite-sized little stories. It'd just be so fun to see.
Almost like the Marvel one shots that they used to have.
Yeah.
There's a huge opportunity to, like, experiment as well. I remember with Disney, they like to, again, get a lot of different animation styles, or include 2D and 3D animation, or live action and 3D animation. So there's a huge world out there for these shorts to kind of experiment and kind of gauge the audience to see if,
Right.
does this work? Does this not work? Does this work for maybe a future movie? The biggest one I remember is like paper planes. Remember that short? It was like a
Yep.
mixture of 2D and 3D animation, and it was just a simple story about a paper airplane. But those shorts lead to like amazing things that happen down the line. They're kind of like the
It's
beta
true.
of these worlds and these franchises and these
Right.
techniques that they use in future movies. So
Right.
it's a good experiment, especially for Marvel, because it is the foundation of Marvel is comics, and I
Right.
would love to see like something super realistic like a comic book, because we like the animation, but it always feels like this animation is something I would only see in films. I haven't yet
Right.
seen a comic book animated, something like Jim Lee or David Finch or um um uh, top of my head I can't even think of anymore.
Like Alan
Uh,
Moore type thing.
yeah, like there's so many options there, and I think there's huge opportunities for shorts to kind of dive into that world.
Yeah. And I mean, we look at just recently in the last couple of years, we had Bao come out from Pixar, and then Domichi went on to give us Turning Red, which is a very different visual, Pixar film than we're used to seeing. So it'd be really cool if we got that, even if they're in their own multiverse. If they're, like we see like the Disney Cruise Lines and the Disney World events, those are their own multiverses. And we had that cruise video just come out, and it's like you see all these heroes interacting that we haven't seen that happen yet on the big screen or in the movies, but but on this cruise ship, there's a universe that like they're all hanging out and partying. So it'd be cool to see like more little shorts like that, even if they're not tied to the grander MCU. I know it's a bit of a harder sell because I think a lot of these interactions they may want to save for for the movies when they happen, but some with characters like a character like Groot, it would be really cool to see that or see Groot show up in different movies like and he like influenced things without knowing, just like little fun little things that you could do. There's lots of opportunity for that. They did a great job. What a great show. Let's get to our final recommendations. Shay, I'm gonna get you to start us off.
Oh, this is a definite watch it. I mean, as soon as it hits Disney Plus, you can power through this in 20 minutes and then go eat a sandwich and then watch it again for another 20 minutes. It's definitely, I'd say, repeat viewings are necessary for I Am Groot.
Yeah, and it's gonna look beautiful in like 4K and like just how vibrant and colorful it is. For myself, just like Shay, it's a watch it. You're gonna have a great time with it. It's so full of color and creativity. It's a great time. Anthony.
Watch it. It's 20 minutes, really quick, really fun, and you'll enjoy the little stories that come out of it, and maybe you go plant a tree after
Oh,
in the
I like it.
backyard. And don't cut it
I love
down.
it. No, do not do that. Thank you so much for listening to the movie podcast review of I Am Groot. As always, you can catch a brand new episode of the movie podcast every single Monday. And watch out throughout the week for our interviews and reviews and all the latest movies and series. Make sure you're following us at the movie podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Letterboxd. And don't forget to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Join our Discord and write to the show at hello@TheMoviePodcast.ca. You can also follow us on YouTube. All of our show notes are in the links below. We have lots of fun stuff coming. You don't want to miss it. That was this time with the movie podcast, and we'll see you next.